Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're exploring 5G mobile internet. With all the hype surrounding this new technology, you might wonder if you actually need it. Mobile providers boldly advertise 5G services, promising faster speeds, smooth video and better gaming. But do you really need 5G? Especially if you still have 4G. In this video, we will take a closer look at this. First of all, let's talk about speed. And let's be clear here, we're talking about download speed. Vodafone's UK website says 5G download speeds max out at about 1 gigabits per second and 4G speeds at about 150 megabits per second. However, as with any service, it's crucial to understand your price plan. Just like with fixed line broadband, charging for higher download speeds is becoming common. For instance, EE offers a plan with a maximum download speed of 10 megabits per second. There are also plans capped at 100 megabits per second and those with an uncapped download megabits per second. If you're on a plan with a lower capped speed, it's worth reconsidering if 5G will benefit you, if at all. When 5G initially became available in the UK, mobile service providers often only offered it on more expensive plans or charged more for 5G access. Fortunately, it now appears to be becoming standard on all plans. If you spend most of your time on social media, surfing the web and watching streaming video, you may not notice any change in performance. Even if you're still on 4G, streaming music from services like Spotify and Apple Music will not show any significant improvement, as these tend not to use much in the way of bandwidth. However, if you're tethering your device to your laptop and your mobile provider allows you to do this, and you happen to download large files, updates and games from Steam, etc., you will notice a difference as updates will download more quickly. Here is a download speed test from Vodafone in the UK on 4G with an uncapped plan. This 127 megabits per second download speed is good. Upload speeds are not so good at 14.6 megabits per second, and this is a limitation of the technology, I believe. However, 4G can get much faster than this. Here is the speed test using Turkcell LTE, which is a 4th generation 4G wireless standard. As you can see from this 4G network manages a download speed of 233 megabits per second and an upload speed of 67.4 megabits per second. I cannot think of anyone I know personally who has significantly benefited from mobile speeds that are higher than this. Before we look at 5G, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We have many videos lined up to help you with technology, and it really helps us to reach more people. Now let's switch to Vodafone 5G and see what happens. Five G download speeds are now 340 megabits per second and upload speeds are 27.3 megabits per second. This is a vast improvement over 4G speeds, but ask yourself, will you really use all that extra speed? Vodafone also offers a service called 5G Ultra. This service appears to use an updated version of 5G known in the industry as 5G standalone or 5G SA. This mobile service should offer lower latency, less battery drain, stronger indoor signals and better security and encryption. It can help in packed places like cities and stadiums. I don't have a speed test for Vodafone for this technology, but download speeds for 5G SA are expected to be in the order of several gigabits per second. I ran the speed test on Due 5G free tourist SIM in the UAE to see how it would compare in a different country. Here we are doing slightly worse than Vodafone 5G in the UK, with a download speed of 232 megabits per second and an upload even worse at only 2.57 megabits per second. The speeds on this 5G network are comparable to the 4G speeds that we got on Turkcell, and it just goes to say that just moving over to 5G doesn't automatically get you faster download speeds. I will now run the speed test on EE 5G, again with an uncapped plan. We are now getting 550 megabits per second download and 41.2 megabits per second upload, exceeding high-speed broadband download speeds such as those that we are used to on Virgin Media M500. These speeds may reduce as more users sign up. Another factor is latency, which is the delay between data starting to transfer, and it is supposed to be lower on 5G. In addition, 5G should have greater capacity so that more people can use the network at once. This should make it more likely that your mobile phone call, WhatsApp message, or social media update gets through when there are lots of users around, perhaps if you're in a stadium, or if you wish everybody a Happy New Year at exactly midnight. In the past, mobile networks offered enhanced call quality and other perks to certain, usually higher paying customers. In the same way, it is possible that certain customers such as business and enterprise customers get priority access when the network becomes busy. The next important thing to consider is coverage. Whilst 5G networks are expanding, they are not likely to be available everywhere that there is currently a 4G signal. If you live in a rural or less densely populated area, you might not have access to 5G yet. You should check the provider's coverage maps against the location where you live, work, or perhaps study before choosing which mobile provider and plan to go for. Check the indoor coverage and outdoor coverage. If there is no 5G coverage at all, upgrading to a 5G compatible handset or paying more for a 5G plan and higher speeds may not be justified. You could ask your friends and family who may have existing plans and get feedback, or try a pay-as-you-go prepaid SIM card that includes 5G for a few weeks. Most contract SIMs here in the UK offer a short period, usually around 14 days, in which you can change your mind and cancel the contract. However, be careful of your credit history, as each application for a contract will likely result in a credit check, and lots of these over a short period do not look good on your credit file. If you are roaming abroad using your home SIM card and plan, 5G networks abroad may not be accessible, even if the country you visit has 5G networks. You may not discover it until you get there and trying to roam on a foreign network. 5G networks abroad may be reserved for customers who buy local SIM cards for that network. The power used when using a 5G network is higher, which results in your battery draining faster. If you use your phone significantly throughout the day, your battery life and the time your phone stays on could be reduced. This will result in you charging the phone more often, making it less mobile. If there is no 5G network in the area, or if you are unlikely to use the higher download speeds, some mobile phones can have the option to switch 5G off and only use 4G. You could also switch the cellular connection off completely and use Wi-Fi calling to access a stable Wi-Fi connection. This could be useful if the cellular connection is poor or continuously dropping. Now, what about the cost? As I mentioned previously, you could be expected to pay more to enable 5G, or it is restricted to more expensive plans, but as time goes on, it's becoming a standard feature for every customer. 5G phones are typically more expensive, and upgrading can be expensive, especially if you're locked into a contract. If you are nearing the end of your contract and have a 4G phone that does everything that you need it for, and you don't need the latest and greatest technology, you may be better off switching to a SIM-only plan and keeping your 4G phone when your contract ends. In conclusion, whilst 5G internet offers many benefits, it's not necessarily a must-have for everyone. If you're happy with the current speed, the current coverage, the phone that you've got, and all your apps and all your devices work perfectly, there is no need to rush into the 5G craze. Remember, weighing the pros and cons before making any decision is important. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.